Okay.
Books.
Okay, we'll read books.
Hmm?
It's story time.
Books. Books.
Okay, so this is how we do our bedtime.
Hmm?
Tacky? Okay.
This is stuff.
Tacky. There once lived a penguin. His home was a nice icy land he shared with his companions.
Ducky.
That's right, that's Tacky. His companions were named
Ice.
Goodly,
Ice.
Lovely, Angel,
Ice.
Neatly,
Ice.
and Perfect.
Ice.
That is Ice. His name was Tacky.
Hmm?
Tacky was
Who's
an
that?
odd bird. Who is that? Who is that?
This is.
Tacky.
This is.
Every day, Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect greeted each other quietly and politely. Tacky greeted them with a hearty slap on the back and a loud, "What's happening?" Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect always marched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tacky always marched 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 6, 0, 2.5, 0. His companions were graceful divers. Tacky liked to do splashing cannonballs. Splash. Oh, kisses, I love you.
This hat. Yeah. Yeah.
That's your bear. Leave him there. Goodly,
Where's
Lovely,
that?
Angel,
Monkey.
Neatly. That's your monkey. You give monkey kisses? Okay, listen to the story. Goodly, Lovely,
Yeah.
Angel, Neatly, and Perfect always sang pretty
Yeah.
songs like Sunrise on the Iceberg. Tacky always sang songs like How Many Toes Does a Fish Have? Tacky was an odd bird. One day the penguins heard the thump, thump, thump of feet in the distance. This could only mean one thing. Hunters had come. Uh-oh. They came with their maps and traps and rocks and locks, and they were rough and tough. As the thump, thump, thump drew closer, the penguins could hear their growling voices chanting, "We're gonna catch some pretty penguins, and we'll march 'em with the switch. We'll sell 'em for $1 and get rich, rich, rich." Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect ran away in fright. They hid behind a block of ice. Tacky stood alone. The hunters marched right up to him, chanting, "We're gonna catch some pretty penguins, and we'll march 'em with the switch. We'll sell 'em for $1 and get rich, rich, rich." "What's happening?" blared Tacky, giving one hunter an especially hearty slap on the back. They growled, "We're hunting for penguins. That's what's happening." "Penguins?" said Tacky. "Do you mean those birds that march neatly in a row?" And he marched 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 6, 0, 2.5, 0. The hunters looked puzzled. "Do you mean those birds that dive so gracefully?" Tacky asked. And he did a splashing cannonball. The hunters looked wet. That's right. "Do you mean those birds that sing such pretty songs?" Tacky began to sing. And from behind the block of ice came the voices of his companions, all singing as loudly and dreadfully as they could. "How many toes does a fish have, and how many wings on a cow? I wonder, yep, I wonder." They're all wet. The hunters could not stand their horrible singing. This could not be the land of the pretty penguins. They ran away with their hands clasped tightly over their ears, leaving behind their maps and traps and rocks and locks, and not looking at all rough and tough. Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect hugged Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird, but a very nice bird to have around. Night-night, Tacky. Night-night. Bye-bye. Okay. Next up. Let's see. Can't even see anything here. Where's my little angel? There you are. Hi, honey. Hi. Maybe I should get another dim light because this is our video of our bedtime routine so we can show other mommies. There you are. So, by the way, it's 8:15, running a little bit late. We try and start stories right at 8 o'clock sharp.
Please.
Okay, just leave it there. Here, next up. Okay.
Duck.
Duck. Is this your duck book?
What is that?
What is that? Let's see. Hopefully that's a good spot. I don't really know. Okay. The sun is up, and so am I. I've woken Mommy, too. I just can't wait to start our day. We've lots to see and do. Shall? We waddle to the riverbank. I flopping on my tummy. I'm learning now, but when I'm big, I want to swim. Like Mommy. That's right. I run into the meadow next to see what I can see. Oh, hello, whizzing dragonfly. Good morning, Buzzy Bee. What's that? What are those? Flowers. You're so smart. Flowers. I go down to the pond to swim and chase some butterflies when suddenly what's that? Frog jumps out and gives me a surprise. At lunchtime, when the sun is hot, a shady spot's the best. My mommy tells me stories while we cuddle close and rest.
Elf?
No, it's okay. Just leave it there.
Huh?
Leave it there. Okay. Hooray! Here come my duckling friends. We love to play together. We peekaboo among the reeds and chase a floating feather. Now watch me do this funny trick. It makes all my friends giggle. I stick my tail up in the air and do a little wiggle. I peep into the water's edge. Wow, look at me, I quack. It's almost bedtime, Mommy calls. We should be heading back. I cuddle up on Mommy's back. I love you, Mom, I say, then fall asleep to dream about another lovely day. Can you say night-night, little duck? Night-night. Night-night. Do you want to hear Little Fur Family? Little Fur Family? Yeah? Okay. There was a little fur family. Warm as toast, smaller than most. In little fur coats, they lived in a warm wooden tree. The little fur father said good morning one day, put on his hat, and went away, out into his little fur world. The little fur mother bathed her fur child, and off he went to play in the wild wood where they lived. It was a wild, wild wood. Wild flowers grew all over the ground. Wild winds blew through the air. Wild nuts fell from the wild nut trees. And wild grass tickled the fur child's nose. Tickled his nose and made him sneeze. Ka-choo! Ka-choo! The sneeze woke his grandpa, who lived in a hollow stump. And Grandpa came walking, thump, 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 and walked out of his hollow stump and said, bless you, my little fur grandson, every time you sneeze. Ka-choo! Bless you, said the little fur child. Thank you, said his grandpa. Then old Grandpa went thump, 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 and walked back into his hollow stump. And the fur child went on through the dark and sunny woods till he came to a little river full of fish.
What's that?
What are those?
Fish.
Fish. That's right. The fish didn't have any fur, and they didn't have any feet, and they swam around under the river. The little fur child watched for a long time. Then he reached in the river and pulled out a fish and looked at it. And then, kerplunk, he threw it back into the river. He reached into the air and caught a flying bug and held it in his hand and looked at it. The bug didn't have any fur. It was shiny and had little wings. And then, zip, he threw it back into the air. Then he caught a little tiny fur animal, the littlest fur animal in the world. It had warm, silky fur and even a little fur nose. So he kissed it right on its little fur nose and put it gently back in the grass. And the little tiny fur animal ran down a hole into the ground. The sun went down beyond the river. The sky grew wild and red, and the little fur child turned around and ran for home. And just as darkness got very dark, he bumped into his big fur mother, and she took her little fur child home in her arms and gave him supper. And there was his father, who put him to bed, and they tucked him in bed all soft and all warm. And they held his paw, and they sang him a song. Sleep, sleep, our little fur child, out of the wildness, out of the wild. Sleep warm in your fur all night long. In your little fur family, this is a song. Night, night, little fur child. Bye. Night, night. So sometimes we do finger plays, and sometimes we read more stories, but Elijah's looking really sleepy. So we're going to blow out the candle. Can you blow out the candle, honey? Good job. Wow. And then, come on, have kisses. Oh, I love you. More kisses? Night, night. Okay, I'll close this shade. Okay. Night, night, sweetheart. Night, night. Mama loves you. And that is how we do our bedtime routine.